Good evening, everyone. It's a delight to have you all here for the episode 7 of Lady Baazigar series. A girl should be two, who and what she wants. I'm sure that this has been made sure by our guest speaker today, Miss Soujanya Ambali. Women constitute almost half of the population in the world, but the hegemonic masculine ideology made them suffer a lot as they were denied equal opportunities in different parts of the world. The rise of feminist ideas has, however, led to the tremendous improvement of women's condition throughout the world in recent times. Access to education has been one of the most pressing demands of these women rights movements. Women education in India has been a major preoccupation of both the government and civil society. Through Lady Baazigar series, Project Gudiya aims at inspiring young girls to be educated and empowered. Sarkari School is an initiative of the We Citizens Foundation, a think tank that provides platform to highlight the hard work of individuals in the field of school education, uplifting the future of younger generations and those who are not related to government or any organization, but are helping the neglected strata of the Indian society. These peculiar innovators redefine the field of education with a lot of self-determination and hard work, thus deserve recognition. And Sarkari School works on featuring such unsung people, unsung heroes who are underrated in the society. We give a platform to those people who have worked for the betterment of school education with a holistic point of view. Individuals who are genuinely helping the government schools and the underprivileged kids to have a voice and proper appreciation for their dedication and hard work. We help them eradicate the dichotomy that exists between the private and public sectors of education. The neglected strata of the society needs attention. Coming to Project Gudiya, gender inequality has been experienced all over the world for ages. Though it has decreased over time, still girls face many kinds of discrimination in different spheres. Girls are still being discriminated against in terms of various aspects compared to their male counterparts. The primary aspect in terms of gender inequality has been experienced in education as well. So, our project aims at increasing the enrollment of girls in the elementary and primary education in the government schools and build a safe learning environment by spreading awareness and organizing donation drives. The project envisions to reduce the poor sex ratio in the classroom and support little girls and gurias to follow their dreams. So, firstly, I would like to thank all of you for joining us for the seventh episode of the Lady Baazigar series. Under this series, we conduct one on one interviews with the girl icons who are currently pursuing or have completed their education, higher education, despite facing social, emotional, financial hardships throughout their journey. So, Lady Baazigar is a platform for these icons to share about their story, passion, goals, dreams, and success mantras with all the young aspiring girls out there. So today we are delighted to have with us Miss Soujanya Ambali. She's a final year student pursuing bachelor's in economics and political science from the Gagi Mission, New Delhi. She's the founder of Bilaku Mission, under which she's reached out to schools and colleges and spreads awareness about education and its impact on the world and what's the impact of child marriage. She's also currently director of Kilkari Foundation, which is aiming to bring about zero illiteracy in Delhi. Also, she's constantly working towards spreading awareness on girl child education and the child marriage. Apart from this, she's also a classical dancer. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing the event with your benign presence. I'm sure all of us present over here are equally excited to hear it from you, and I'm pleased to moderate today's interview session. We would love to hear more about your journey, your obstacles, your driving force. अपने बारे में आपके बारे में जानना चाहेंगे. Firstly, how are you? How are you looking forward to the session? Ma'am. Do we have you here with us? ma'am. Okay, she lost her network. She has some network issues, I guess.
Hi, Julia.
Hello, ma'am. Hello. Thank you so much for gracing this event with your benign presence. We all welcome you with us. I'm sure all of us present over here are equally excited to hear it from you, and I'm pleased to moderate today's interview session. So, we would love to hear about your journey, your obstacles, like what's your driving force. अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए. How are you feeling about the session? Like, how
Um,
are you just doing?
yeah, first of all, hello everybody, good evening, and thank you so much for having me here. I'm very excited to be in this platform, and I'm very pleased to be here, like with somebody who have impacted a lot of people, and it's really a great opportunity for me to share my story with you all. Thank you for having me
That's
here.
very good to know. We are happy to have you here with us. Right, ma'am. So, we would love to hear about a brief synopsis of your journey from school to college. Like, how did you end up choosing your major? How did you end up choosing your degree? Right? Could you just please tell us something about this?
Sure. So, being a child, I was like multitasker, average in school studies, but I always am opportunistic. I always like to use each and every opportunity that come in the way. So, I used to participate in all kinds of competitions, like that would be science exhibitions, classical dancing, singing, skits, everything. And I finished my schooling from first time to 10th in Dharwad itself at Rajiv Gandhi Vidyalaya. And then I scored 96%, and then I moved to Dakshina Kannada, which is like in Tumuru. There is an institution called Alvas Education Institution. Uh, because of my good score, I got a merited option, and then I took art stream there. Like I had a history, economics, political science, and sociology as my disciplines. And I'm always a person who like to learn more about the society, more know more about the politics and economy. That's why that really excited me to choose art stream, and there I studied for 2 years, and I was also the part of cultural team, which is like a huge team of Alvaz Education Institution.
It's very good to
And
know.
yeah, and then I finished my intermediaries there, and I scored 96% there as well, and I got fifth rank to Dakshina Kannada district. And then after that, I applied to Delhi University, and I love to travel and I love to explore new areas and new people. And fortunately, I got into Delhi University, and I chose economics and political science, and to explore more about the subjects, as I'm more interested into that. So this has been my journey, and currently I'm in the final year of my bachelor's.
Right. That's great. That's great. So, okay, ma'am. So, what motivated you to start Belaku project? Like, if you could, it'd be great if you could let us know about the mission. What does it do, and what's your inspiration? Like, what motivated you to start it?
Okay, well, so actually the word Bedaku is a Kannada word. Bedaku means light. It's like enlightening the thoughts, bringing change in the thoughts. Was the main motto of the mission, the whole mission. The first thing that motivated me was actually it was lockdown when I started the mission, and I was staying in my native, which is Hebbar, one of the villages in Karnataka state, and there it was like being grown up in an urban area. It's very uncommon to witness child marriages and social evils like that. We feel that it's a modern day, it's a technological world, and we won't get to see such things. But as I got settled in my native due to lockdown, I stayed there for some a long time, and then I found a lot of girls getting child marriage, and I discussed with them. And at some point, I felt like what they're doing is right because they were giving such a reasons for me, like supportive arguments were such that I started feeling like what's there in this. It's okay to get married because the situation is like that. But later I found, like after discussing with my parents and everybody, that it's wrong. The perception that they have, the arguments that they have are wrong. Just because they are believing they are right, they are continuing that practice. So even my supportive family, my father, my brother, and my sister, my mother, everybody supported me, and they are like, I literally got tensed after noticing all of the things, and they're like, to get a mental peace, do something to change that. Let's try to contribute what you can do. And then I discussed, and the thing that I had was the knowledge. It's like to change something. It was only knowledge that I could contribute to the society. And then I designed how to do it. And then I thought I could make an awareness program. I could reach out to schools and colleges where I could get to, get in touch with the students who are the actual victims, who are vulnerable to that. And then after that, the mission started, and I visited some schools, and I really found like a very like the support and cooperation from schools teachers also. Even they said that yes, this is what actually required to it. And the schools were opened after 1.5 years. Kids were like, they were demotivated a lot to study, and they were distracted a lot, so that really helped them. And that's how the mission continued. There we I used to go and give a lecture on effects of child marriage, and the main motto was not to threaten the kids or the parents by saying them that if you do a child marriage you will get imprisonment of these many years, you will get a penalty of these many years. That wasn't the main motto. The main motto was to remove the thought of child marriage from their minds. They should genuinely understand why it is wrong. It's not wrong just because it is against law. It is wrong because it has some of the reasons which I wanted them to understand. So that was the main motto. So I designed an awareness program in the way that I should, even address their perceptions in that awareness program, and prove that where they are going wrong, and what are the alternatives for them, and what is the importance of the education. So it started like that, and I finished approaching all the students of my village, like some approaching to some schools, and it went well. And then I thought of like going out of my village, and then I started visiting schools out of my village, and that's how it went. And finally, I reached more than 700 students, and after that, I shifted to Delhi because my college started, and then here it gave me an opportunity to you know even join with other organizations and continue my work in a different way. And then I went back, and the Belapur mission got a new project where instead of just approaching to kids, I started approaching to families. I used to go to their home, sit for an hour, and talk to parents and understand what actually forcing them to do, and make them understand that their daughters also have potential, they are equal. And now the mission is to approach the families too. So it is how the mission is going on.
That is indeed commendable. Like you do a great job. So, did you not like initially face any challenges about that? Because the people in villages are very conservative; they're not literate. So, convincing them, like personally reaching out to so many people, did not they protest or say what did they actually? Did you not face any kind of challenges in convincing them?
Yeah, like in each and every journey there will be challenges, right? I mean, actually they are the one which increases our interest and make the journey more interesting. The same way, even I faced a lot of challenges. The first challenge was how to approach them, because it's very sensitive issue. and how to make them understand it, because I need to go along with their thoughts and then prove what is actually right and what is actually wrong. And the designing whole program was little challenging for me. I couldn't make it too complex. I couldn't make it too simple that they just go on ignoring things. That one in building whole designing the whole program in just 1 hour was little challenging for me. And the other challenges were building a deep impact on them in that 1 hour, because they should go and they should. It's not that after the program everything ends and they will change their thoughts completely. They should the program should be so effective that they should continue their thoughts and they should reach out to others and the network should go on building. So that was another challenge. And third was I couldn't approach same kids again and again because I wanted to reach out to more people. And being a single member of this program, handling everything was really challenging. And afterwards, like it started, like I got into habit of going alone and doing everything. But in the initial period, we too feel little demotivated sometimes. Like people ask, why are you doing this? Do you think still it is present? No, some people say that too. But motivating oneself and being consistent in doing that work, and sometimes we get fear of few things, and facing those fears is also challenging. But facing that have helped me to move and continue this journey.
That's very good to know. So, could you describe the biggest challenge till date that you faced?
Um, the biggest challenge should be that only the fear that I have whether it has got impact or not. Like how to check the results, like where should I improve myself, how to change it to make it more better. And that has been, and even getting the cooperation sometimes would be the challenge. Like if we have cooperation, we have a lot of ideas to get into the field and do a lot of things, but sometimes we don't get that cooperation from the society and from the students at whom we are expecting. So that is the biggest challenge in doing this. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, that's right. You also mentioned that you're an Indian classical dancer. So, how did the extracurricular activities help you grow as a person?
Yes, like I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer as well as a tutor of Bharatanatyam dance for some international students. And actually, from the very beginning, I have that supportive family who have never said no to something. And I've never asked the permission whether I should do this or do that. After giving name in some competition, I used to say that I have enrolled my name in this and I'm going to participate in this. And I used to do everything by like preparation by myself and by researching by myself. So that has always given me a kind of confidence that, like the kind of independency that I could research and I could do things by myself. That participation kind of habit. I don't have fear of losing. Like it's okay if I lose, but the participation, meeting new people, and that exploration, that's an amazing opportunity. And the second thing that I learned, like that helped me the most, was the confidence. Like I don't have a stage fear. If somebody tell me to perform on the stage, and at the moment I can go and perform whatever that may be. So that stage fear was vanished just because of the because of the classical dance. Because I used to go out and give my performance. I started giving performance when I was 5 years old, and from that till that day till now I give performance. So that habit of facing people, that habit of facing audience has grown up in me. And so the confidence is the biggest thing, that and the communication skills even, like that has helped me a lot to build, and communication skills and everything, how to interact with people, how to cooperate with people, and how to work as a member of a team, and coordinations. These are all things I have learned all of them from classical dance, Bharatanatyam.
That's very good to know indeed. So your family has been very supportive about all your endeavors that you've had in your life. Right. It's good to have the support of all your family members. Okay. Okay. So who has been your biggest support throughout your journey? Like, has it been your family or your friends, and how did they support you? Like, apart just by not just giving acceptance to all your endeavors, like what other ways did they support you?
Yes, like in my journey, like even my friends have supported me a lot. Even like my parents and my family and the whole society, neighbors also have supported me a lot. Particularly, the person if I would like to mention, it's my father. His Shankar Ambali. He has been a peasant activist, and he has done a lot in indulging himself in social activities and everything. So he always tell like whenever I say that I need to do something to the society, and he always supports me and he gives me ideas. Like in this way, you can make it much better. Because of his experience, he always teach me, okay, approach people to like this, and he always tell me that never expect an appreciation from something, the work that you're doing for, because sometimes you may not get that appreciation for the work that you have done, and you may get demotivated because of that. So when you don't expect anything from the work back, so you will be peaceful, you will be helpful, and you will be consistent in doing that work. So he always support me and like emotionally, and as well as he helps me in designing things, and he helps me in meeting new people. And he says, okay, the procedure. He's like he has a law degree. That's why he's very like legal mentality person. He always direct me the way which is very legal, and he tells me that you use opportunities of governments and try to bridge like the gap between the people and the opportunities. So in that way, he has been an inspiring person and very supportive person in my life in a whole journey.
That's great. So, like, where do you see yourself in future? Like, what are your goals? Where will you be after graduation?
Okay, after getting into this journey, as of now, my main motivation is to get more knowledge and contribute more to the society, maybe in any way. And as I'm more interested in the field of economics, administration, and development, I would like to see myself in such a post where I could cater more and more people and solve their problems in very in depth. So I would like to be an administrator or a social servant.
That's very good. We wish you all the best for that. So,
Thank you so much.
yeah. So like basically, you're also the director of Kilkari Foundation under Connecting Dreams Foundation. So, would you like to share your experience with us? Like, what's your experience there, and what impact did it make on you?
Sure. So it's a Connecting Dreams Foundation is an NGO, which is a national level NGO. So it has its own chapters in colleges of Delhi University, where they run a lot of projects. Like Pilkari project is one among them, and I have got selected as a director in this year itself, where we do collaborations with two NGOs. One is Yangi NGO and one is Silver Linings, which is specially able to kids. And then there we provide volunteers who could teach those kids. So the main motive is to end the illiteracy in this Delhi. So we have 40 plus volunteers who are going to NGOs like thrice a week and take free classes to the kids. It may be extra curriculum or of particular disciplines or something. So even this has a lot of impact in my journey. The first thing is the way they are running, that the cooperation and like helping each other out. That really motivates me to continue things. It's like yes, people are doing this. Yes, they are able to, uh, you know. Uh, do some changes in the society. So it is possible to do something if we start. In the beginning, we face some issues, but later on, it is possible to bring some change in the society. And the second thing is the selflessness of the volunteers. They travel and they go and they enjoy with the kids and they teach, and they will get the peace and the satisfaction. And that is more important in life, the peace that they get. And it is helping somebody else, and it's also helping themselves as a person, as an individual. So that has helped me a lot, and even the management and how a group works. that has really helped me a lot in building new skills in management and directing the project. So that's about the Kilkari project.
So, many a times in life when we see challenging situations, when we do not achieve results, like in spite of consistent efforts, even we're not able to get the desired result. So there's a thing called self doubt, which instills, which gets instilled in us. So, like, have you ever faced that? And if yes, then how did you just get rid of it?
Well, it's like sometimes we face that in like some or the other instance in life we face that self doubt in us, and we think like we are taking up this, we don't know whether we'll succeed or not. So we face that. The same way, even I have faced a lot of time like I'm taking up this responsibility. This is not a small responsibility. Will I be able to continue this, or will I be not able to do this? Will I be able to face people and answer to the questions that they make or not? Even I had a self doubt. But the only thing that we need is 100% preparation from ourselves. Like how much we can prepare, just do it. And there are two possibilities. Like if we self doubt, there's a possibility that we may not take up. If we are confident about it, it's okay. The result may come up or it may not. So it's better to motivate ourselves. There is nobody like others who come and motivate us to do it. In the life, we need to be self-motivated person and just take up the things that we think we can do it. So being optimistic would help a lot, and being self-motivated will help a lot. And it is how I talk. Like speak to yourself, solve your own problems by yourself, and some or the other way you will have that solution. You just need to sit peacefully and talk to yourself and then find out the solution and see the possibility. If you can do, just go for it. So this is how I do, and I can solve my issues by myself.
That's wonderful. Like, I get to personally learn a lot from you right now. So, one question that pops up in my mind, that is, sometimes, what do you think that, like, you've been managing your extracurriculars, all the tasks that you volunteered for to do for yourself. So, how have you been managing directing your studies along with that? Like, it's very difficult. Is it? Like, how are you doing it, that basically?
Yeah, sometimes I feel difficult like managing everything, but sometimes the interest makes everything possible. Like I think this is the age where we need to invest a lot of, because we have that energy. We just need to make a proper use of it, right? So there are a lot of people who don't get the opportunity to do things, and when I have gotten a lot of opportunities, it is my responsibility to make a proper use of it and don't regret in the future that I missed that, I missed this. No. When we have that potential, we need to make use of it. And better thing is proper management of time. It's like how busy you are. We need to keep updated about our college studies and everything, so that we won't burden everything at one time. So that proper management of time, like everyday studies with everyday works, that helped me a lot. Like that never burdened me before the exam. It's okay, I can do some other works before exam also, because I have already updated myself with whatever has done my college studies. That's why like updating each day's work on that day would be very comfortable to manage the time.
So, like, what made you find that your niche basically lies in the social sector? Like, when any one incident, or like, what made you eventually realize ki you want to do something for the people? You want to do something in the social sector. Like, what made you realize that? How did you find that niche? Like, any incident, or like, what basically drives you every day?
Uh, yeah. So, like, I come from an agrarian family. So, I know the lifestyle of a rural area. I know, but I have grown up in an urban area. So, I know the lifestyle of that also. So, I know the culture of both the areas and how it goes. So, coming from a lower middle class family, how the life will be. and I'm little sensitive, like emotional little bit. Like I can't, and I'm a person who get happy when they sacrifice some things for others. I get happy by seeing a smile on others' face, and even the culture that I have grown up, like my mother or my father, even the both are like that. Like they enjoy giving other things to people, and they enjoy the happiness of others, and that made me like very near to the society, and very near to people who are suffering. And when it is possible for me to do something to change their life, I should do it. So I keep doing that. So that inspired me, like motivated me to do that. And the another thing, like particular the thing that made me to take up this mission was a
Right.
conversation with few people. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, so that was a conversation with few people in my village, where a girl got married when her 17 years old, and I was talking to that woman, and she was very ignorant about her education, and she was saying, anyhow you need to take out the household chores. Even like she addressed me, like she was saying, after getting your graduation also, the life that you will have is the same that she is having now. It's just 2 to 3 years before she is having that life. There is no change in that. Even after getting education, she'll get the same life. So, what is the difference? Like, what is the main use of education?
Education.
Like purpose of education? And even after getting job also, the people don't allow her to do job. So the boy is of well settled family, then there is no need of earning. So even there is no need of getting job also. So that conversation made me think a lot. And it was a point of time when a report came out. The report was saying that during the lockdown, it was the Karnataka state where the highest child marriages took place. And when I noticed that 6 to 7 marriages took place in like my area, the village where I live, and a lot of them have gone unnoticed, right? So I thought something should be done here. And that was thing like being a well educated, I have got lot of opportunities. I have got a lot of support from the society, and this is the time where I need to give back to society. Like, why am I studying giving? Like, the purpose of my education is to contribute back to society, and I don't need to wait for a platform to come and offer me and call me that okay, come here and do the changes and everything. No, it was a time where I need to build my own platform. It was a time where I need to be my own leader and my own director and perform all the activities. So that conversation literally had a lot of impact on me. Like I discussed with many people like why it is like that. And I found the conservative thing in many people. And then I thought, no, they're in like the thoughts are is still very dark and we need to enlighten them. It's the time, or else they will be left marginalized. And the actual development of the society is when each and every person is included and everyone will get to know about what's going on. So that was an instant, that was a conversation which actually made me to think of contributing to the society.
That's really good to know. So
Actually,
sometimes
you are
we.
not audible too.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So I was asking you that some we all are basically comprised of our mistakes. Like whatever we are, whatever we do is because we have committed some mistakes, and we are basically comprised of our mistakes. So, like, how do you like? If have you ever committed mistakes, or did they not stop you from moving forward? Like how did you deal with that regret or the sense of guilt after that you commit a mistake, like or not being that harsh on yourself? And like did a mistake ever stop you from growing? And if not, then how did you just overcome that that harshness that you project in yourself?
Yes, I have surely committed a lot of mistakes in my life, and but I have never allowed them to stop me growing. So I would like to share one thing that I regret a little bit. That is, after starting this medical mission, I was working as a student mentor in Delhi, Desh Ke Mentor program. So I was mentoring four kids. And after starting medical mission and after visiting to schools, I found a lot of issues. Like I found that kids don't have any orientation sessions. They don't know what to do next. Like there are only few kids who are entering school. Among them, there are only few who dream of becoming something. But even after dreaming, they don't know what to do to achieve that. So I found it a lot in a lot of kids, and I thought we should start a program like a Deshka Mentor here, like a small program where I could provide a mentorship to them, where I could bridge that gap. Like there is no guidance for those kids because most of the elder generation is uneducated, so they have no idea about that. Like in this complex society, there are a lot of opportunities, but they have no idea about them. So I thought of that, and I built a group where we had like 60 plus members. Like the developer group was built, 60 plus members, and we made like I thought, oh, like the people who are in my connection, who are like well educated, like doing good in their career.
You've lost your connection, maybe. She has lost your connection again.
Hi, I'm sorry. Uh,
You're,
am I audible now?
you're,
Yeah, yeah. So sorry. I was looking at an issue. So I built a group, and then I thought I could connect a student who is dreaming of becoming something and a person who is already in that, who or else who is pursuing that at least, so that they could provide a kind of guidance to them, and also the available opportunities like opportunities of scholarships and adoptions and everything. And we built and we did everything, and at last I started to approach students to get their contact informations and everything. And there I found very I didn't get any cooperation from the kids also. Like the students were very ignorant, and they didn't wanted any kind of mentorship. They straight away told on my face that studying this has become so burden, and we are not at all interested. Like I found that ignorance in the students itself, that really made me feel like I made a mistake. And then I approached some schools and I talked to them, and even the schedule started crashing. And then we couldn't make that project actually, like the project of mentorship that I thought, and the team that I built, and the hope that we had that we could provide a mentorship to kids, but that didn't happen. And I felt very demotivated after being that. I was so regretting, like how can I even talk to those mentors whom I have arranged? I have conducted all the meetings, I have set up all the groups and kept motivating them. But how can I tell them that the project is not going to start now? That was that was the biggest challenge also for me to face those volunteers. But fortunately, they were very supportive to me. They believed in me, and they thought that's okay. We'll make a new idea. So I was feeling so sad for a few days, and then I thought it's okay. That's not gonna happen, but we can do something else. And then I started approaching the parents, the families, to talk about child marriage, and I continued doing that. So it's just we need a little break, but that shouldn't be the full stop. We need like it should be like a comma, and then the journey should continue again. So that's it.
absolutely. Good to know that too. So, as you know, that Project Guria, like we all are gender equity advocates, and we focus more on the girl education. So, we would love to hear your views. Like, according to you, what our society can do to create more enabling environment for girls to get educated.
Yes. So, according to me, first of all, like girls and boys both are equal. They both need an education. And when you go and work in the ground level, when you go and talk to people, a lot of people, you will get to know actually why this inequality is happening. So that is because of the perceptions they have. They have some reason. They'll tell that we don't allow our girl because of these reasons. Because we don't want her to be a financially independent. So she will be obviously she's like a burden for their family, and she will be married out. So no need of even sending her to school. It's just an expenditure. It's not an investment. So we get to know a lot of perception, a lot of thoughts of people when we go and talk to them, and that perception, that thought is building that gap in the gender equality. And I think giving solutions to them, actually making them understand why there is a need of education, why there is a need of giving equal rights to the even to their daughters. So that could bring a change. Changing their thoughts would be the revolution in bringing this gender equality. Like even when I do the awareness program, I like to stress on the point that don't send your girl child just to get a job or well paid job, or just because of that. Even she has a skill, she could live, she could earn her own income, because there are a lot of parents who haven't gone to schools, but they are living a very like nice job, a nice life. But why there is a need of education? There is a need of education to know herself, to explore herself, what are her rights, what are her duties to the society, and how she will nurture her like the next generation, and even how she will live with her like the family members, the siblings. To know this society, she needs education. Whenever the harassment takes place, to raise voice against that, to get her own justice, she needs education. And it's not just about the financial independence. It is about controlling her own mind and body. She needs education. So it was like that. So changing their thoughts, answering to them, making them understand the actual need of education could reduce this gender inequality, because that it is said when a girl child is educated, that means the whole family is educated, because she starts spreading the knowledge that she has, right? So she builds that network and brings change in the society. So we have seen this gender inequality for considering education as investment on boys and expenditure on girls. So when we change this thought that it's not an investment or not, neither an investment nor an expenditure, we could reduce that gap of the gender inequality in the society.
Absolutely. So, like, whenever we actually try to create educational opportunities for kids, we provide them with the best that we can sometimes, but the attitude that children have, or say the problems that children have, like they're distracted, they're not willing to study, and that's the biggest challenge. Like, we have everything ready, we're providing with everything that's possible for them to grow, but eventually they are not ready to learn, they're not ready to grow. So this attitude, this or maybe because they're distracted, so basically no, we need to eradicate this challenge. So you must have come across such kids who, who are quite distracted, or who do not want to study, who are not willing to learn. So that's the biggest challenge in itself. So how did you deal with that? Like, how did you make them change their perspective about education?
Yes, this has become very pressing issue today. Like the kids are getting more distracted, and I think even after talking to many students, I got to know that even after talking to many teachers as well, they used to tell me that the distraction has become the biggest problem, and even because of the availability of devices due to the online classes, the rate of distraction has even rise. The kids are getting out of the parents' hands, even of their own hands. So this has become the issue which we need to talk about. So even like I think so that the, the main reason for the distraction is they don't know what to do except that. Like, what is the alternative? Okay, we tell the kids, okay, keep their phone and study, and they need to realize why they are studying, right? So there is a need of building dreams. There is a need of building goals among the students. So whenever I go to school and I ask kids like, what do you want to become? They don't know anything. Like there should be a dream little bit. Like whenever we have a goal or the destiny, we know that we try to build a route to reach out to that, right? If we know that okay, I'm moving from Delhi to Karnataka, I will find out the route how to reach from Delhi to Karnataka. If I don't know where I'm going, so how can I go like? I may get distracted. Instead of going to Karnataka, I may go to Rajasthan or Gujarat or somewhere like that. So that kind of distraction is happening here. So we need to build dreams in kids. So that is what is necessary. Build dreams in kids. It's not just about the infrastructure that we are providing about the kids. Yes, even that is important. Try to build an environment where kids can dream of becoming something, when they get to know the purpose of learning, and when they set a goal, they themselves will get to know, okay, how I should reach this. If they want to become a dancer, they'll start by themselves learning dance and show interest in that and try to improve themselves. So that is how, let them dream, let them set their goals and find the way by themselves. And sometimes we try to force our goals on them, put our goals and our dreams on them. That may make them feel, very like uncomfortable. And when they're not into that, obviously they can't move ahead with that. So let them dream, and we need to build that environment where a kid can dream of becoming a scientist. Amidst any kind of background he has. He may come from very poor family. He may come from a very remote village where there couldn't be even an internet service. But even if he is dreaming of becoming a scientist, yes, that is possible. So that stops the distraction that he has. So the main thing that we need to do is build that environment where they could dream of becoming something.
So you've mentioned that your family has a agricultural background. So and you've enjoyed life in the rural, like your village, your native village as well. So what experiences can you recollect, and could you share them with us? Like what was the best part about that phase when you had to inhabit your native area, and how your life would have been different had you been residing in that village? So like, could you just please share some of the best memories that you made over there?
Sure, that's really an amazing experience going to a rural area and living there, and being like born and brought up in an urban area. It is like totally different thing because village has a rich culture, and there is a primary relationship between each and every person that we meet, that we interact. It's not that we have drawn a boundaries in our homes, and there will be no interactions, much interactions in urban life. It is just we and just our nuclear family. But when we go to rural area, it is the neighbors are also a part of our family. So there will be a primary relationship. And when it comes to agriculture, it is like the biggest, like it's a kind of pleasure for me watching that greenery, that beautiful greenery, sitting watching at that, and even the sunset. And even being a daughter of a farmer, I go and I work in field. I sow seeds, I remove weeds, I plow land by tractors and everything. So that's a new experience. You get to learn how the life grows and how the things are, even the whole society and everything is there in the agriculture. Agriculture is kind of a science and a life. So that really helps me a lot to learn new things in the area, and even the rich culture and the connectivity with the people, like celebrate that may be celebrating any festival or something with a great rituals and everything.
Probably the
So in
best part.
village, yeah, so that's an amazing experience. We get less to see in urban areas where we will most probably will have some parties or something like that. But in village area, like even the single things are very much interesting, and meeting with all our family members and spending time is like it's a great, like we all go to other places at different times, and at some time we all come together, and like the kind that helps us to maintain even the relationships well. And agriculture, that even that helps me a lot in learning. Even that's like a part of economics. That's why that really interests me a lot to learn in that.
So, have you ever did you ever get criticized for anything? Like, how did you deal with that criticism? Again, did it not affect you? Like, how did it even motivate you, or did you use it as a fuel, or did it stop you from growing? Like, what impact did criticism have on you, and how did you just overcome that? How do you deal with criticism?
Yeah, like obviously we face sometimes criticisms by like an opposite opinion from people. So sometimes, like even when I have, when I used to go to give speeches or seminars like that, I used to face some criticism. So that may be the way I speak, like in my language and the way in the slang that I speak. I used to face a lot of criticism from the people. But I never considered it. I used to develop myself and consider that as a comment and that as an advice, because even that helps me a lot to find out my gaps and grow myself. Even when it comes to English language, I have faced a lot, like direct attack on me, like saying that you just speak without any sense, or you don't know how to speak, then why do you like that? But still, like today I am able to talk to you in that language. Today I'm able to communicate with you. It's because I didn't consider their comments and stop myself. Instead, I took that as a challenge and I tried to improve myself and you know uh, try to improve myself and learn that language. So there are a lot of criticisms that, but it's better we take them as kind of suggestions,
Right.
and we need to have that skill, like which one to take and which one to just leave. That
Yes.
really helps us building ourselves. Like, okay, this helps in our life, we just take it. If that doesn't help, just leave it. Don't waste your time with that. So that's the important.
That's very inspiring indeed. And lastly, what would you like to say to our audience as parting remarks for all the aspiring young girls out there who being devoid of education or who are willing to do something, like all the girls? Like, what's your message to them, basically?
Yes, for everybody, I would like to say that you all are human beings first, like, being girl or boys later. You all are human beings. So have that humanity, love peace, and spread peace and positivity. And the society has built you. The society has helped you to grow, and it is the time when you need to give back something to society. Never measure your help, never measure your contribution. It may be too small, it may be too big, whatever that may be. Never measure the quantity of that. You just give it whatever you have. That may be your knowledge, because little things that you contribute could change the whole life of others. The smile that you bring matters a lot for others. So just try to contribute to others and see other persons as a human being, and try to spread humanity and help each other out. And whenever you get a chance to promote something good, just do it. Never think other thought about that. Just do go for it. So that's what I can that's what I can say for everybody.
That was very awe-inspiring. Thank you so much, Sajanya. That was very inspiring for us to hear it from you, and we wish you a very good luck for your future endeavors. As we have come to an end of this lovely evening, prior to winding up, it is absolute delight to deliver a vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee to Soujanya, who spared her time to interact with us today. And thank you so much. We're truly obliged. I would like to thank each and every one from the team, including Abhishek Ranjan sir, the team leads and the volunteers for organizing the event. Thank you and have a great day ahead. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, like organizers of Secondary School and everybody for having me here. It was really a wonderful,
It's a great
like
pleasure.
experience for me. And thank you, Atulya, for you also for
It's a pleasure to
interacting
have
with you very friendly. I really felt nice, and it was really a great platform for me to share my thoughts and inspire more people to take up such things. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, likewise, and I've personally got to learn a lot from you. I consider myself lucky to having interact with you right now, and it's a beautiful opportunity provided to me by the committee. So, like, yeah, thank you so much for joining us for today. All the very best for your endeavors, and yeah, see you later. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Have a nice